Hello and welcome to Backpage Pass, Gameweek 35. This is my third attempt at an intro, and I'm joined by Mark Corcoran and Cormac Cochran.
3 attempts at the intro.
Hey! And that's an in-joke that we're not going into. We're getting straight on to the football. And we're going to start with Saturday when Man City beat West Ham 2-1. And City probably should have won by more, in my opinion. Let's talk about football. Stop looking at me.
So
What you're saying? What's the first game?
Man City 2, West Ham 1.
Yes, my prediction was false on this occasion.
well,
I prefer the term incorrect.
I was close though. If Man City hadn't peppered the goal for half an hour and should have won by more, in that regard, I was close.
You were. Were
I
you?
said it was a draw. I said it was going to be a draw. It was West Ham had a penalty claim that was shoved to one side by the referee, but I was wrong.
Yeah, you were.
who was at home, John?
Man City.
Very good.
Oh, see what he did was he took something from last week and brought it back. We never do that.
Yeah.
I just forget as soon as it's finished.
I thought this game, in all seriousness, had the look of a game that both teams were kind of thinking of their holidays and not playing football anymore, because it really didn't have the intensity of other Premier League games, and West Ham didn't really offer anything, and their goal really came out of a mistake from Joe Hart at the end of the match. So I don't know, I thought it was a very standard win for City.
Did I tell you who did impress me?
Andy Carroll.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on,
but he needed more support, I felt, so that's not his fault though.
But the goal, taking a cross on your chest,
Yeah.
two defenders holding them off, smacking it through the keeper.
Yeah,
Good
well,
goal.
Hart should have saved it though. Yeah, he did well up until that point. But Man City have a post-season tour.
Do they?
Yeah, not a pre-season tour. Well, they have one of those as well, but they're playing Chelsea in New York City in June. Imagine how disgusting that will be. As a United fan, I am delighted with that because their players aren't going to get proper rest at all.
Yep.
When you consider Confederations Cup as well, so I'm sure there's a few City players that'll be playing in that as well.
Oh, law.
Silva.
Oscar. Are Brazil even there?
Brazil are there as hosts, yeah.
Mata.
Not
Who will play because he doesn't start for Spain.
Oh, well, I've already switched to Chelsea players by mistake.
Yeah. Italy, is there
Damn it.
is there Italian players?
Italian.
Tyrus is there
City.
for Chelsea as well. Anyway, so I just thought that was interesting, but
Well, they're already in their postseason the way they're playing.
yeah, so maybe this is their break now.
Everton 1, Fulham 0.
I called that to a T. On the other hand, I said it would be 1-0.
Yep.
So you can all eat your shorts.
Do you remember everything? Did you write this down?
Yeah,
when you
no,
were
I did
listening?
when I went home. And even if I got it wrong, I'm going to say that I got it right here anyway.
Oh, okay.
So. Yeah, no, it was a scrappy affair, like I predicted. In the way that I predicted, the game ended in the same way I predicted it would be.
Stop saying predicted.
The sentence makes no sense, but yeah, no, a scrappy affair. Who are they playing against? Sorry.
So Everton beat Fulham
Fulham.
1-0. And
I knew it was going to happen like that.
Fulham's season has been petering out for a few weeks now, and it was compounded with Berba's injury. It was just after 12 minutes. That's the end of that.
Is he going to be gone for the rest of the season?
I'm not sure, but I would say 93 games.
Yeah, what's the point in bringing him back?
Yeah.
Look, Everton will take that last Europa League spot now.
There's a Europa. You think they'll finish 5th?
Oh, I thought they were 6th. Might have got them in because Liverpool have turned down the chance to go on the fair play thing.
Really?
Yeah, they've turned it down because they want to have their corporate tour thing. It's worth more
I
money.
hate football.
So
The Intertoto Cup.
I got mixed up and thought that Everton might have got in the last spot, but they're probably better off it, as we said last week.
Yeah.
Missing that, but yeah. So they're kind of, they don't really want to get 5th, but they want to finish ahead of Liverpool. So I think 6th they'll settle with 6th.
Yeah.
6th is a good season for them.
Yeah, and they're getting the job done, and it goes a long way to proving Mark's blip theory.
Go on.
Remember last week when Mark was saying, I'm bringing back last week now.
Yeah.
It's like a proper thing. You said their season was going to end badly, and Mark said, no, it's just a blip.
They barely beat Fulham at home.
It's a win though, isn't it?
In a poor game.
They really outplayed Fulham, though.
Yeah, well, listen. Statistically speaking, yes. On the pitch, yes. But it was a moral.
Theory.
It was a moral draw for the teams.
No.
As
Okay,
the listeners
so-
can probably tell, I don't watch much football.
But I think the blip theory will be put to test next weekend in the Derby match. You're going to see both teams are there for the tank.
Do you reckon they can keep their players though?
Everton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on if Moyes goes.
Fellaini's off.
Baines could well be off, although they've been saying that for a while.
No, I think they'll keep Baines.
Well, they'll keep
Fellaini has one foot somewhere else, according to the papers.
Who?
Not everyone can go to Chelsea, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, Chelsea have been linked with so many players. Like, Falcao's going to Chelsea. Fellaini's going to Chelsea. It's going to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Cavani, another one that's linked there, I think, as well.
Yeah, but you're not going to get... That's two strikers. This is a left back. They need a new left back.
No, Fellaini.
Oh, Fellaini?
Yeah. They can't all go to Chelsea. I think Baines has a chance of going to United.
Yeah.
You don't
Although,
think that'd be good for him?
if United, they've already bought Zaha and looking at Falcao, the down payment on Falcao.
Yeah.
So
No way. That'd be sweet.
So they're not going to spend extra money.
They might. Oh, how much did Baines go for? 26 million, probably.
Yeah. Talking up into 25.
In around that, in the ballpark.
He's another year, though, on his contract down.
Just one. Oh.
No, but like since we were talking about this last year, so he should be a little bit cheaper, I'd say.
Mm.
I don't know, but I'd say they face a battle to actually, but depending on Moyes, I think if Moyes goes, a few of them follow him out the door.
Yeah. Probably.
It's a good excuse as well. That's time for them to leave.
Mm.
Yeah.
Southampton 0, West Brom 3, and Shane Long must have heard us saying it would be nice for him to score. Referencing last week again.
This should become
You
a
just
thing.
get drunk every Thursday night. Where you just black out. Oh, I don't remember what I did on Thursday.
I put so much brain into this
Good sentence.
and then editing that I don't care. It's up. It's up.
Yeah, good finish by Long. But
Yeah.
he got elbowed as well by your man, didn't he?
Mm.
Which I was like, you can't do that, Shane Long.
Shane Long isn't that kind of, he doesn't get in fights.
There's two.
I heard he's lippy. Is that true? He gives it a bit of,
He's a
chatter?
Yeah, but
He doesn't deserve an elbow in the
cheeky
chops.
chappy kind of stuff.
There's two
From
pretty bad red.
Cheeky chappy from Waterford.
Yeah.
He's from Tip, actually.
Oh,
Get your back straight. It's, Stephen Hunt's from
You're
Waterford.
thinking of the Hunts.
Rhymes with Hunt.
Stunt.
Blunt.
But there's two bad red cards in that game for Southampton. I didn't think they were that
Yeah.
type of team because the left back at the end put in a dirty enough tackle.
Yeah. Fox.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was fish.
so he shouldn't be playing for a
And it was
while.
on Stephen Reid as well. It was
Yeah.
All the Irish players were getting
They
bang.
must be getting ready for the match at Wembley next month.
Yeah.
Kick the Irish.
Yeah, but there was 3 red cards in the game, and I think they were all deserved. And it was the referee's first game.
And in the Premier League.
No way, ballsy.
Well, I think they were kind of no-brainer red cards, though. But
Yeah, they were. There was no arguing.
Yeah.
Although the players always argue.
except for the players who were arguing. And the fans, of course.
Stoke 1, Norwich 0.
Another crushing blow for John.
Yeah. Stoke have been losing games by being too predictable and have somehow managed to turn around by becoming more predictable.
I know what we'll do.
We'll go
2
more
up front.
direct.
Instead of having 1 really tall guy, we'll have 2 really tall guys.
Bring back the long distance throw.
Is the Lamp still at that club?
No, he's at... Oh, is it Burnley? He's somewhere lower league.
And how long has he not been there? And how did this escape my attention?
I think he may have gone on loan at the end of last season and just everybody missed it.
Yeah,
But
because I've been missing him all season. I
yeah.
got Roy drop.
No, he's gone.
Yeah, he never really contributed on the pitch though, apart from the throws.
Yeah, I was always wondering, is he a passer? Is he a runner? He's like, well, he doesn't do anything.
he throws the ball in. That's what he
He
does.
could do the Kevin Kilban and just slot into the... He was playing left mid at one point,
Yeah.
wasn't he? He was like
everywhere.
he was a centre mid out in the left mid, really. A defensive mid. He could slot back into left back.
Well, there was a time when that became the thing when he was throwing the ball in for Stoke. I was like, put him in the Ireland squad because he's as good as some of the guys that are in there, but he can throw the ball into the box.
At pace.
Yeah, so
With velocity.
yeah,
It's like an extra free kick
It is like an extra free kick.
He got a serious amount of attention for that, though. Like just being
Yeah.
able to throw that. Like match of the day, we go.
Everybody else can do it now. So
Oh, not as good as he can. He did the trajectory on the ball. Like most people can throw it up and it arcs. His ball would kind of like start low and go high almost. He baseball.
Just a flat throw here and everybody's ducking out of the way of it.
Pew! It's like something from a Disney movie where there's a bunch of kids, like the Mighty Ducks. There's always one who can do something like that.
Yeah.
2, Spurs 2.
You with your duck references.
Whack.
Last week it was the what was it? Dracula duck.
Duck. No, it was Batwing. No.
It was Duckman.
Darkwing Duck.
I was saying it wouldn't be great if
Then we were talking about off air about that.
Let's get dangerous. Sorry. Darkwing Duck.
So back to the game. I can't believe Spurs are going to bottle it.
Yeah.
Well, I can believe
I
it.
can.
I can, but I can't.
It'll all come down with food poisoning again and
Yeah,
they'll blow
yeah.
their season.
Well, they've no excuse this way.
Well, it's not really to do with if they're already being fifth. If it's like they should have won that match. Shocking goal to give away
Give
after
it
they took the lead.
Give it an early goal in the first few minutes. And
To
then
give it away like that, yeah.
both teams changed their formations. This is what I noticed. And they accidentally double bluffed each other. It was like, oh, well, they always play 3 at the back, so we'll play a diamond. And I was like, oh, they've got a back 4. Oh.
Yeah,
So the first 20 minutes were just both teams going,
One of you just move out of position, please.
Who do you think was at fault for Spurs' first goal?
Which one was that?
They lashed it off Bale and it goes in.
That was. Wait, were we talking about Wigan or Spurs?
You know the way Spurs Tottenham's first goal.
Oh,
the
passing it at the back.
Yeah, no, the goalkeeper kicked it off Bale.
Oh, I saw what happened. Yeah.
Oh, the defender who passed it back.
I thought it was shocking.
I was in
Because the way he passed it back, not that he passed it back, but he passed it back to his side instead of in front of him, so he couldn't.
The goalkeeper is really casual too, but I just thought it was poor defending.
I was in the pub on Sunday having the Sunday roast with the extended family.
What you get?
Not like a Chelsea roast, no. Sorry.
What's that?
Move on.
What's that? John, what's the Chelsea roast?
I have now 2 fingers up for things that I need to be told after the show.
And I was sitting there watching it, and the screens were on, the pub in the TV, and I saw this goal happening. And I didn't think it was live. I genuinely thought it was like one of those comedy packages of the worst own goals of all time. I thought it was reeling in the ears of own goals when I saw this happening. Oh, that's hilarious. That's live.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
Well, it's one of those things. He was just going, I'll throw my leg up here and see what happens.
Hey.
And hey,
Habsy must be having a right laugh at this now.
wasn't that Habsy?
No, it wasn't the keeper's fault.
I also wasn't that Habsy. He was a new
He could
goalkeeper.
have just kicked it
No,
the
but he's
second
saying
time.
Al Habsy sat on the bench going, meh.
Oh yeah.
But like
come in
when
and
the
take my
keeper,
place.
but he got the ball back, and he could have booted it that time and passed it back to the defender again. When the player was closing one of them down,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he could have just booted it and avoided all. Like,
Yeah, but it's Wigan, they don't do that.
Gareth Bale got both Player of the Year awards. Do we think
And
this
the
is
young
justified?
player of the year
Yeah.
and the,
Do
How
we
age
think-
is he? 23.
24, 25?
He'd be about 24, I think.
See, actually, in the paper that he
No,
played.
he has to be 23 if he won the young player of the year
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, 23.
Oh, he's the same age as me. Oh,
He's what?
You're only 23?
yeah.
He's younger than me.
Man.
And
The worst is when Chamberlain
younger
came
than Mark,
out.
boy, does that sound?
Did you see in the paper today, actually, that, Warburton was named the Lions captain? The
More rugby talk.
him and Bale were on the same five-a-side team when they were younger.
Wow.
So when are you 24? When are you 24?
July.
Just a little bit under 2 years older than him.
I'm not getting into my age.
24. 25. 26.
That one. Newcastle 0, Liverpool 6.
Yeah!
Were Liverpool that good, or was it just blatant awfulness from Newcastle?
A bit of both. Oh, actually, no. About 80-20.
Well,
In terms of the awfulness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Liverpool cut through Newcastle quite easily for a number of their goals. Kind of were left with like two players kind of clean through, and Henderson passed to Sturridge to tap in, and then Sturridge returned the favour in the second half. I wonder, is it a kind of a backlash for the whole Sturridge thing, where they think, not Sturridge, Suarez thing, where they think they were wronged and they kind of went on the attack?
Or do they all secretly hate him? And the pressure's off now that he's...
Well, I'd imagine Daniel Sturridge is thinking, yes, this is my chance. I get 10 games to show that I'm worth here.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't let them down the first one. For Newcastle point of view, I know people have kind of been saying, well, this is a disaster for them, but I don't think Newcastle are going to get relegated.
I mean,
But
you solved it the same way. Midway through the season, nothing was working. So what did you do? You looked at another team like QPR and like, oh, they're buying loads of players. It's working for them. So you brought in a load of players mid-season and think, oh, they'll boost the team. And they didn't.
Ours are well-scouted, very cheap player stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's clearly working out for you.
Well, I think the back
You
four,
have unbelievable quality and you are messing it up.
I think the back four were communicating in French because Stephen Taylor was always, when the other three were pushing up, he was running back, playing someone on. When he was pushing up, they were all running back.
Well, my point is that Wigan are 5 points behind with a game in hand. Their game in
You're screwed.
but the game in hand is against Swansea.
Yep.
I think that's quite close to the FA Cup final. Apparently playing 90 minutes on a Wembley pitch, you're not going to recover, and by the Wednesday to play your game in hand, your legs are just going to be shot. So I don't think Wigan are guaranteed anything out of that. I think, Wigan need kind of almost 2 wins and a draw, I think.
I like this clutching at straws that we're doing. It's fun.
Yeah.
No, I think looking at Wigan have 4 fixtures left. I think they realistically need 7 points from their 4 fixtures. And I don't see Newcastle losing their last 3 games.
And they have to play Villa, which is the important one.
And Villa it's like Sunderland, Newcastle and Villa are all on 37 points. So if Wigan beat Villa, it'll be Villa that get pulled back. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Newcastle will be fine from that point of view.
I agree.
It depends who they're playing. And if they are in free fall at the moment, like they just lost 6-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like to
At
lose
home.
6-0 to anyone.
Without Suarez.
Without their best player.
Yep.
And that is considered free fall by anyone. So
Reading nil, QPR nil.
Oh, I have a question.
No.
Do you agree with what Gary Neville was saying on the Monday Night Football, that a lot of these English clubs... Did you hear this?
No.
Gary Neville was making this point he got quite passionate about on the Monday Night Football. These northern people in England, dinner's at 12, tea is at 5. His point was that there's they have their character and their, what would the word be, like their style, and that's always been reflected in their football teams. And the fact that a lot of these teams are now, they don't have players that have connection with their local areas, and so they've lost a bit of spirit. They've lost a bit of. They're not really playing for the shirt in the town. Like, for example, his point was he's talking about Man United, who, while they don't necessarily have an awful lot of players from Manchester, they do have quite a lot of players who've been there for a long time, and a lot of the young players they buy are English players, and that's quite similar. Liverpool have bought quite a few English players that at least know what the club means, whereas Newcastle are buying players that don't necessarily know an awful lot, and so are Sunderland, about what the club means to local people, and that's affecting them.
But the biggest disappointments have been like Stephen Taylor, who's our worst player, is from Newcastle, and then you get Shola Amiobi, not good enough. Sammy Amiobi going out on loan. Adam Campbell is getting close to getting in the team, but he's not there yet. So I think it's a case of
keep bringing in French players. He's not going to get in.
Yeah, I don't know.
But have the new signings from other leagues been up to it though?
Yeah, I think they have. I think Sissoko's a great player. Ben Arfa Cisse's a great player.
This is your problem, though. You've got great individual players. You don't have a team.
Yeah, but I put that down to the manager, not the players, and not the country that they're from or anything. Yeah.
I think Pardew definitely needs to be given another. Well, not necessarily another season, but he needs to be given till, say, November, December of next season. Because don't forget, last year you had quite a good season, and we're almost Champions League material. And at which point I made the prediction that Newcastle would be quite possibly in the race for 4th place, and the bold prediction of finishing them in 4th place. And now it looks like you're going to finish like maybe 16th or 17th. But I think he did quite well in the Europa League.
Turned into a comforting session for John.
No, but it would annoy me to see him sacked, because I think when you take everything into consideration, I think he's done quite well.
I think he's lost the dressing room, and there's just no coming back without buying a whole new team.
Well,
Colaccini's already gone.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think give him the pre-season to bed in everybody again. Let everybody go away and come back again and after the break.
That's not how footballers work.
It's not how Mike Ashley works either.
Well,
Nah.
Pardew has what 7 years on his contract left.
Yeah, but
If Henningberg can get $2 million for 30 or 50 days work, Pardew will find a way. Henningberg, because
Blackburn.
he was in charge of Blackburn for.
Oh yeah.
And they sacked him, and he's after. Earlier this week, he was awarded $2.5 million.
It's the Bankies.
So I think Pardew will be due for a fair whack of money.
No, I don't think. I think it's in his contract that he's not owed compensation. It's just the length was to provide stability. To go, we're not going to be looking at a new manager at the end of your contract. But yeah, no.
You want him gone?
Yeah.
And who would you have in instead? Martin O'Neill?
I don't know.
He's available.
No. But I just find someone in Holland. I'd give it to Bergkamp or something. Kaku.
Why would you just
Or
throw it in
Boer.
the hands of an unproven player manager? That's the popular thing.
It's a system. It's
Let's
what
get
we
Paul
need.
into job in the Premiership and see how that goes.
We need a new system. We needed less of a T at 5 kind of system.
Gus Hiddink.
No, I think you need more of a connect with the identity. Is the word I was looking for.
manager.
To move, yeah, French manager.
LeBlanc.
Laurent Blanc, is he going around?
Houllier.
Dominic.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if you got Houllier driving you further into the grind.
Reading nil, QPR nil. In theory, both teams should have gone gung ho here, but a winner just didn't look on the cards at any point.
Neither of these teams are winners. So I think it was quite fitting that they both just took each other out. But what do we think about the whole smiling thing?
Yeah, horrible.
Are we annoyed by that?
Yes.
I think anyone thought they were like a passionate team that were going to die for the cause. They're a bunch of mercenaries on one team. So I don't think obviously people were disappointed to see that, but no one wants to see someone like smiling when they're getting relegated. And obviously the fans were broken up, but like you can't be exactly surprised that this happened. Like,
Well, a couple of points. What I didn't like was why was it Jose Bisingua that they were like, that's a disgrace, Bisingua.
Because he's on 65 grand a week and he's
Yeah.
barely played.
But in the same photograph, Harry Redknapp was smiling.
Yeah, I know. Harry's just as annoying. And
But
him saying, "Oh well, if the players had played better, well, if you managed better, or if you bought better players."
at this point, how many clubs has he driven into the championship?
Portsmouth,
Portsmouth?
Southampton. He's been relegated more times than he's won a cup.
Like what? What? Like how the?
well, just back on that point, because if you go to a funeral and you take a picture of a funeral or a wake, you're going to see somebody in there who's going to be smiling. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not upset.
Yeah, but not straight away. Not as soon
I
as
don't-
somebody
No,
dies.
if you go...
Not as soon as somebody dies, you're
I
not
don't
walking
think
around
that
with
was-
a morgue laughing.
But QPR have been dead for a while.
Like, I wouldn't mind this week if there was a few smiles or whatever.
But QPR have known for a while that they're going down. Everyone has known it.
No, but that's like saying, "Oh, well, you've got a terminal disease." But it's at the point that they die, then you go, "Oh well."
Well, it's not really like that because it's like football and not life and death. And I know I was the one to bring it up the whole.
Yeah.
But I think it's not. It doesn't look great, obviously. But I wouldn't kind of say, "Oh, this is typical. This is why they've gone down." It's like somebody's made a wise crack and he's laughing.
Well, realistically, I mean, it's not the reason why they've gone down, but if there's any like sense of cop on, they wouldn't have been walking like being shown smiling and laughing. I know it probably could have been taken out of context. Someone had just had a word with the player, and the other player said something funny, and he
But
cracked
then-
a joke.
But I think
and the media have blown it out of proportion to what it was, but they probably should have maybe been less
No,
reserved. about
more
talking.
blowing.
No, but I think Pardew and Redknapp, when they kind of embraced, as the managers do, they were smiling as well. Sorry, I meant to say arrogance. Like I don't doubt that he wasn't very disappointed to be relegated. So if I was a QPR, I'd be more concerned about the situation if I was a QPR fan than I would be if I was a Reading fan, because I don't
Reading
think,
are still built for that. Whereas
I don't think QPR are going to come back up next season.
no, I think
I
they're
think-
going to be out of business within 3 or 4 years.
Wait,
Yeah.
if you look at
That's a great point about Reading being ready.
well, if you look at Wolves are in second from bottom of the chart. They're looking like they're going to go down. That could easily happen to QPR as well.
And isn't there? I've heard this through like radio interviews and read it in papers that a lot of those players have clauses in their contract that they don't get pay cuts if they go down.
Yep.
A lot of players on Newcastle, when they sign them, they don't have relegation cuts in their contracts.
Yep.
Which is the same thing that they did the first time around.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad to see you've learned something from your experience.
Chelsea 2, Swansea 0. Frank Lampard close to breaking the record, and he actually played very, very well.
It's mad what a difference a year makes, or even 6 months, because 6 months ago he was allegedly done and was going to sit out the remainder of his life either on the Chelsea bench or going to like somewhere like Fulham.
I don't think he was ever done. I think it was a case of the manager saying, look, you're going to have to be on the bench a lot. And being on the bench has helped him.
But I think what he means, like, Chelsea have kind of written him off, and now they're kind of unwriting him off. And, okay, we'll give you a contract. Because they're back in talks now, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But,
That's exactly what I meant. Thanks, Mark.
I'm sorry.
you see, like, he's one away from the record, is he?
I think he equalled it. So
He equalled us, he won more
All
from
time.
Chelsea goal scorer.
No way.
So, I kind of have a feeling that he's not going to get it this season.
No way. Yeah.
Benitez isn't going to play him or something.
No, I don't think Benitez has a problem with him.
No, but he won't go. He won't be sentimental or anything because Lampard doesn't start.
But didn't Ramirez get injured?
Oh, he did. Yeah, that's true. So I think he's going to get 5 more goals.
Talk Jose coming back.
Yeah.
And like I heard in the paper today that Jose is willing to take cuts apparently to come back to Chelsea. Like
Yep.
he really, really wants
He
it.
wants it, and they're in talks, apparently.
I love this whole Mourinho story because apparently, the theory is that he's a little bit offended that Chelsea had their whole flirtation with Pep, and you know, it's like Pep is like he's like the skinny bitch from, you know what I mean, and then also going to Pellegrini. But then, if you look at it from Chelsea's point of view, they're obviously like, well, what if we don't get Mourinho? Bit of a slippery bastard. We want to have a plan B. That's the way I see what
They're talking to everybody.
yeah, they're kind of getting their options. But Mourinho apparently has it in his contract that if he breaks his contract, he has to pay Madrid 10 million, and if Madrid sack him, they have to pay him 10 million.
Wait, where have you heard or read this?
Balagay.
Okay.
So
I really want you to say the Daily Mail there.
Yeah, I just feel like, move on.
Well, apparently this is now it's not because Mourinho gets on very well with the president Perez.
Mm-hmm.
So there is kind of a little thing there. Well, who's paying who? Are we sacking you, or
It might just go mutual.
Or are we just going to call this quits? Or do Chelsea have to pay? Do Chelsea have to pay a 10 million in the similar way they paid for Villas-Boas? So I kind of think it's not going to work out for him though. When do you ever see somebody go back and it works as well as it did the first time?
Yeah, and it's a different team now.
Yeah, well he'll bring it in his own people. The story in the paper today was that it was Xavi Alonso was a player he wanted to bring with him, which would make sense.
I'd say Varane as well.
Yeah, but I kind of have a feeling that it was like, if you look at Mourinho's career, where can he really go?
Anywhere.
PSG.
Well, like that's he's hit the peak. I think
You go to the German league and do.
he's ruled out Germany. He said he never managed there.
Yeah, but he said a lot of things.
But anyway, like the point I'm trying to make is he's reached the peak now. If you go back to Chelsea, you're going back over old ground.
I'd say he'll end up United or Bayern are the only two places where you can move up again. But,
He won't. I don't think Man United are ever going to employ him.
Barcelona.
Bobby
Barca will never.
I'm only joking.
Bobby Charlton won't have him because of the whole.
But he'll die soon.
Oh,
so it'll be all
God.
good.
And that has to get cut out.
Speaking of Bobby Charlton, Arsenal won, Man United won, and Arsenal fans disappointed at not getting all 3 points despite the fact their goal was clearly offside.
Yeah, but they did start the better team. You wouldn't begrudge them the lead in the first half. And I heard Ever saying that he was kind of quite surprised at with Arsenal's aggressiveness, because normally teams feel they can trample all over them and they'll just go out with a whimper. But there's quite a few we'll call them skirmishes, which you wouldn't expect from Arsenal.
It was feisty.
I thought Johnny Evans was quite lucky not to get. He's getting into kind of red card territory. I thought when that altercation with Walcott,
Yep.
he kind of leant his head forward.
He was trying, and Walcott was just stood back on. What are you doing?
But like, if Walcott hadn't have done that, I think Evans would. There's a potential for a card there. But United were so poor in the first half.
Yeah.
But I thought a draw was a fair result because we did play okay in the second half.
I think Sanya gave it to you by A, crossing terribly for the first half hour, and then B, giving the ball away, and then C, giving the penalty away. And he could have got sent off and all.
Yeah, that was a great penalty.
Yeah.
What
Did you watch the match?
No.
Okay. Monday's game, I enjoyed this. Aston Villa 6, Sunderland 1. And there was a lot of, mistakes. There's a lot of mistakes by Sunderland. Mistakes by Sunderland. And
mistakes.
But I think Villa forced those mistakes with pace they played at.
It was unbelievable. It was quite, when you look at it, their front three of Benteke,
Vyman
and
Gabby
at Bangalore is unbelievable. They've got a mixture of power, pace, and shooting, and just unbelievable front three. And it's surprising that it's taken them this long for them to implement it and for it to work. They destroyed a Sunderland team that are riding an extremely positive wave at the moment, and they brought them straight back there. Even when Sunderland equalised, they just when it went to 1-1, they just played on through as if nothing had happened and just stuck to their game plan. Their quality showed through, and Benteke as well. What a player!
It looked a little bit Dortmundy. I'm just saying that because Lampard is played for Dortmund.
No, fair play to it. It's one of those things that everything went right for them and everything went wrong for Sunderland. You can see that in the 6th goal where Vaughan plays a city pass and puts a ball on horseshoe. I think this could well be the start of, the honeymoon's over for Di Canio. So that's what we were talking about last week, where
I think
he's eventually going to get put to the tactical test and have to formulate plans. I think by
No. Kiki long.
I think by November of next season, you could be another manager going into Sunderland. I just don't see him as a long-term candidate there.
Yeah, we were all waiting for the wheels to fall off. I just don't think anybody expected that to happen in this game.
Yeah,
I seem to remember somebody saying he'd ruin another Sue.
Yeah, I thought that. No, I thought they. I didn't think Villa were going to win that one, but like if you sit there and laugh at me, but no one saw 6-1 to Aston Villa.
No, nobody saw that.
I saw.
Tell you what I see.
A break.
Yeah. Hello and welcome back to Backpage Pass. We're going to look ahead to Saturday, May 4th, and the games therein, starting with Tottenham versus Southampton. Based on the performance against West Brom, I would suggest the Saints have taken their foot off the gas, and players/Reuters Player of the Year will be in full of confidence.
Yeah, well,
I got sure that's it. That's great.
I know what you mean, John.
There we go. That's all that matters.
From the opening.
What?
Yeah, well, the only thing I can't deny, Gareth Bale isn't going to be good for him. Can't really dispute that, but I don't think that Southampton may have had a blip in their season, but I don't think it means that they're going to go to Tottenham. Who's at home?
Spurs.
Yeah, I think they'll go to Tottenham looking for revenge. So I predict a 1-1.
It's Tottenham have to win that game. Southampton have nothing to play for. I'm going to go for 3-0 Spurs.
Fulham versus Reading. Season is already over for both of these. Fulham are at home.
Okay.
Do we even care?
Fulham are going to win that 2-0.
Yeah, Fulham will win probably 1-0.
Norwich versus Aston Villa. I think we suggested that Norwich were safe. But
will you just tell me who's at home before you go on?
The first team I say is the home team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would have saved everyone a lot of bother last week.
That's always been the way it's been.
That's how football works.
What's the offside rule?
I think we suggested Norwich were safe, but if Villa beat them here, ...
No, if Villa beat them, I think Villa are pretty much there, and Wigan are pretty much gone. I don't think Norwich can be dragged back into it.
You think Villa can hold on to Benteke if he plays well?
No.
No. I say no, but I don't know where he'll go.
I could see.
Arsenal.
But Arsenal are looking at some guy from.
I could see him come. Well, if Liverpool decide not to keep Suarez, I could see him going to Liverpool.
That could be actually a good fit.
Yep.
Plus, he did humiliate them at Anfield.
and he's tall. They got rid of Andy Carroll because he's tall.
Yeah, but he can actually do stuff with the ball on the floor.
Andy Carroll.
Would he be missing at Newcastle?
Andy Carroll's not going back to Liverpool.
Out of place at Newcastle?
What?
Would he be out of place at Newcastle? Although that's kind of swapping like for like.
Benteke?
Yeah.
I can't afford him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he'll stay there one more year. I get a feeling that he will.
I think he's gone. He scored too many goals this year.
Yeah, he's too good.
We'll also realise he'll never be worth as much as he is now. Unless.
Wage-wise.
Wage-wise, unless he...
I just don't know where he'll go in the Premier League.
Not necessarily stay in the Premier League.
Well.
Sure, Burnley need another player.
Swansea versus Man City. It's just hard to see Swansea doing anything at the moment.
No, they're looking forward to their summer holidays.
Yeah.
And City are, as I said, it's the same position as last week. Probably playing for cup final places, but not really looking that interested in playing for the cup final places. If I judge by the West Ham, I think there'll be a draw on that match.
Maybe 2-1 to City.
West Brom versus Wigan. I've been saying that Wigan will pull off the old masterstroke here, but as a Newcastle fan, I've convinced myself that they won't, just to stop myself from being stressed out.
I don't think Wigan will win that. I think it's going to be a draw.
Really?
I don't think Wigan will win that. I really do think Wigan are going to go to the end of the season, and I'm happy with that because...
You predicted it.
Well, not really necessarily that. It's just... I haven't got an awful lot against Martinez or even some of the players there, like James McCarthy. I hope he gets moved to a decent side. It's just, when you look at the empty stadium and you think of all the clubs that are in the Championship that would be thrilled to get into the Premier League, their ground would be full. Like I said, Southampton, ground would be full every week. And you look at Wigan, who at best nothing it. You know, like it's like half full. So I'd like to see them go down, but
I'm looking forward to not having to listen to Dave Whelan anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I hope we're gonna go down, and I think I think they will.
I can see the game being a draw as well, unless Wigan all of a sudden decide to turn it on in the last 5 games of the season. But I think it's a bit too late for that. They haven't really shown enough signs as of late that their form is getting better. So I think it'll be a draw or they'll lose.
West Ham versus Newcastle. I can't see Andy Carroll playing out of his skin.
I can't.
Because he wants to go back to Newcastle.
Well, hence he would play out of his skin.
No, because then Newcastle will get relegated and then wouldn't be able to afford him.
No, they're no
getting. Going to throw the game.
Yeah.
No. Even if Newcastle lose all their games, I think they'll still stay up. But
he says with
because
confidence.
I just think the 5-point gap is even with a game in hand, because I don't see Wigan winning their game in hand. I think Newcastle are the strongest of those 3 teams that are on 37. But I don't know. I think it could be a draw as the best they get out of that game.
QPR versus Arsenal.
Bale.
This is just the kind of game Arsenal will just mess up.
Yeah, it is, but they do need to win it.
Yeah, that's why.
They do need to win it to actually maintain their top 4 challenge, because it's the simplest of their remaining games, which is a pretty obvious thing to say when you're playing against QPR. But no, I think they'll do it. I think 2-0 to Arsenal.
I don't know. They're playing Newcastle as well, so.
Well, you're really down on Newcastle at the moment.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They just got spanked 6-0.
Yeah, that'll do that by Liverpool. It'll do that to you.
Spanked.
QPR or Arsenal?
Who's at home?
Sorry, what was that?
Who's at home? QPR are the first two.
QPR at home.
Oh, that changes everything then. No. Well, you're right when you say that this is the kind of game where Arsenal have historically just messed up for the sake of messing up. But at this point, QPR really have absolutely nothing to play for unless they want to redeem themselves for smiling last week.
Yeah. But they don't. They don't care.
They don't care. And Arsenal really need to win this game if they want to stay in the Champions League. So, really, you can't see any other result than an Arsenal win.
Another point about QPR, though, is say if you were at another club or manager at another club or technical director in charge.
Wouldn't buy any of them.
But if they're great players, say, would you not be looking at them thinking, they're obviously just piss take lads? Like, they're just, if I buy them, they're not going to give 100%. They're only there for the money. Like,
I wouldn't consider buying anybody. Like, Loic Remy's been brilliant, but I wouldn't have him.
Why?
because he went there for the money ahead of
Also,
Newcastle.
yeah, that one too. But even then, it'd be great for a
So you're
few
saying
games.
anyone on the QPR team is painted as a waster or money grabber?
Well, most of the
Anybody who came in since
Yeah, January.
or even since the summer as well.
Like if you came in January, you thought, okay, I'm coming here to turn this team around out of this relegation battle.
You would have thought so, but most of them came in. I'm coming in for a quick buck.
Chris Samba. Well, that's Saturday's action. We'll be back after the music to continue our preview. Can me plucking one string 7 times be considered music? Yes. Mayday. We've had to take emergency procedures and tacked on another part because it's the bank holiday weekend. Because it's Mayday.
I'd like to take this time to point out to the listeners that me and Mark have absolutely no say in John's intros or the creative parts of the show.
Also,
anything good they say gets cut out, so I sound better.
But cheesers.
Also,
it's like an American snack.
This show is plummeting into the ground as we scream Mayday.
Liverpool versus Everton, 1:30 on Sunday. Liverpool showed their teeth against Newcastle, just figuratively this time. But Everton are a much better side.
Not true.
Everton don't have a great record in the derbies though. But this comes back to what I was saying earlier. Can they just show it was a blip in the last few weeks? But I think I'm reluctant to pick Everton to win because they don't have a great record in the derbies. But so I'll go for a draw. And it's also Caragher. Sorry to cut across you. It's also Carragher's last derby game, so they'll want to win. Liverpool will want to win for him.
Yeah, but they've wanted to win for themselves all season.
Yeah, but it's last derby.
Oh, okay.
It's a derby, John.
I'm going to pick Everton to win.
But they're away.
I know, guys, I know. But I think Liverpool, they've scored 6 goals in one game, and when that kind of stuff happens, teams tend to fizzle out in the next game. I know this is a derby game, form goes out the window. I think Everton will bounce back after their scrape against Fulham. I think Everton, you forget how much quality they have all over the park. And if you count up the amount of players, the quality players they have, that will be up for it because it's the derby game. I think, and they have them in the right places as well, like outside of just the strikers. I think Everton are going to win.
Yep. Man United versus Chelsea. Oh yeah, wait, Suarez is in the team of the year.
Yeah,
he's in it.
Yeah,
they let Ched Evans be in a couple of years ago. So.
Oh yeah.
Who the hell is Ched Evans?
Ched Evans played for Sheffield United and scored, I think, like 30 goals in a season. Towards the end of the season, he was convicted of rape and jailed for 5 years, and they put him in the team of the year because he scored 30-something goals.
That's not fair.
Yeah, but he also convicted.
Don't put that in.
What? That's definitely going in. That's key information.
It's only fair.
Speaking of the team of the year, though, Rio, I'm not sure about, and De Gea, definitely not the best in that position over the course of the whole season. Man United versus Chelsea, I think I would have had Czech ahead of De Gea.
Czech hasn't had a good season though.
Better than De Gea.
Has he though?
He didn't get dropped at any stage.
De Gea has the miraculous ability to make things look better than they are.
Between Czech and Turnbull, Czech and Turnbull is probably the biggest gap between first and second choice goalkeeper in the Premier League.
No.
Who else? De
Gea
and
Pepe and what's his face? Brad Jones.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think Czech. How many appearances has Turnbull got this season?
A lot in the cups.
Sorry?
The cups.
Yeah, as if you know that. Like, you don't know that off by heart. No, I'm telling you, Peter Cech has. Peter Cech and Turnbull have one of the biggest, if not the biggest, gap between. And De Gea and Lindegaard have one of the smallest, I think. Because they were bought pretty much at the same time.
Still.
I think De Gea's had a great season. I don't think you could say Mignolet in a team that's floating around relegation.
Keeper can't fix it.
Mignolet's an unbelievable season. I think Mignolet will go to a higher club.
Yep.
Well, I think De Gea had a great season. That's all I'll say.
I still think best in the league. Rio.
Well, he is the best in the league. He's got one of those medal things.
Rio.
Or he will soon.
We're looking at Rio. Vertonghen was the other centre half.
Rio shouldn't have been in that. He hasn't played that many. He's played a few games, but he hasn't played as many games as he should to be considered as centre back of the year. And plus, this will just inflate his Twitter ego to another level.
Who would you put ahead of him?
Company.
Yeah, Company.
Yeah.
City have had a poor enough season defensively.
Titus
No.
Bramble.
They've conceded way more
Yeah.
goals than
I
they have.
know, but I'm still Rio as a player on his own merits. Company. Maybe.
No.
I think Vidic and Evans were better, but they're just out for longer as well.
I don't. The only issue I would have with that was Suarez being in there. But then who would you pick as the other striker?
Van
Michu.
Persie.
Yeah, that's true. Michu should have been in there.
Michu wasn't in there.
No, I think Suarez played better than Michu for doing it. I mean, at least all Suarez did this year was bite somebody. He wasn't as bad as.
No,
Rashford.
he also gave
punched
the Fulham
someone.
fans the bird, and he punched the ball into the goal at Oldham.
Oh yeah, yeah, but even then, still not racism.
Can't wait to see what he does next year.
Yeah, but like you can't have that as your bar. Like
When you're Suarez, that is the bar, unfortunately. But Man United versus Chelsea on the game itself.
I think draw here. I don't.
They've drawn the last.
United
2 or
started
3
so
months.
poorly against Arsenal that I kind of thought they were on their holidays. And at first they came back, but if they start like that again, Chelsea will beat them. So I think I'm going to go for draw.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Same as the last game.
Score draw though, maybe 2-2.
Sunderland versus Stoke. This is like when a wrestler would change from being a good guy to a bad guy, or vice versa, and you
You're up for Sunderland?
just don't know who to cheer for.
Oh, you don't know.
You've turned heel is the wrestling term.
Yeah.
Stoke are going to win that match.
Stoke.
Stoke are going to win that 1-0.
Okay, I think I like that.
I think Sunderland are going to win. Canio can get them like 3 or 4 times as fired up as they were. A, because they've just received a hammering, and B, because it's coming even now closer to the end of the season.
Yeah.
So it'll be all about la passionata. Is that a word?
You speak Italian?
See.
Man City versus West Brom. City are going to need investment in the summer. Who's in, who's out? But this is on Monday or Tuesday. Sorry, Tuesday.
City, who's in, who's out? It wouldn't surprise me if Nasri went.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Clichy's wanted by Galatasaray.
Why would he go?
I don't think there's going to be that much out.
Dzeko.
Dzeko, but they've been saying that for a while.
Kolarov.
Teva says he's not going anywhere. Aguero,
Yeah,
I don't
well,
think.
like, can you really take what he said at face value when it comes to transfers?
But because he wants to play with Baca, but he's saying it's not happening.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be more in than there is out there. I'm not sure because they're kind of a bit like
I can
QPR.
see-
Like who's going to take a lot of those players?
I can see Lescott going somewhere.
I think
But
Kolarov.
but the
I'd
problem-
have Kolarov.
Like a lot of teams will take Lesko, but they can't take his wages.
They can just get a wage cut, like you just take one.
No, he won't.
He won't.
He's enough of a chance to play. Because if either of those centre halves get injured, he's there.
Who do you think is going to come in and go out?
Oh, come in. I think they might get Cavani. And
What? Like, why do you need another striker like that? Like, what? Aguero, Tevez.
Well, that's what they were saying that they didn't get Van Persie, so that's what cost them.
yeah. And I'd say they'd let Dzeko go. So then they'd have Aguero, Tevez, maybe a 4-3-3.
Having 3 world-class strikers is going to cause problems because one of them is going to sit out every game.
No, Tevez can play deeper. And
Wouldn't surprise me if Dzeko went to Dortmund
yeah. I
that's
can see that.
because
Yeah,
like
but
last
they
year.
look like
identical. It's a great call.
I'd be more into Mandzukic if I was Klopp, but let's not
From
get
AC
distracted.
Milan. From
No,
AC.
from Bayern.
Oh.
How do you? You'd go for a trade, like?
Because he presses and he can link play and he can do more. than
Well, they're
Dzeko.
going to have to bring in a few players because Götze and Lewandowski aren't going to be the only ones leaving there. I would say
Mhm.
that guy Gundogan looks like a pretty impressive
The
player.
whole team is
Yeah.
brilliant.
So a peace check as well. In fact, bring them all over.
Yeah,
We'll
but
take them all.
if I was Man City, that's who I'd be after. I'd just be at
Yeah.
Dortmund going, I'll have that one and that one and that one.
Does this one come in a different size?
I'll have that one in blonde.
Royce as well could easily go.
Royce.
Well, he's only after signing,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, I think there'll be more in than out at City.
Okay. Wigan versus Swansea.
Okay, Mark, whatever. As I said, I think Wigan aren't going to win that. I know it's before. I said earlier I thought it was after the FA Cup. I know it's just before, but I don't think Wigan are going to win that match. I think it's going to be a draw.
Martinez has a call to make. Is he going to go for in the FA Cup final or is he going to stay in the Premiership? And I think it sounds ridiculous, but with the fans, if they knew that if we play this team at Wembley, we're pretty much not throwing the next game, but next week we are going to be wrecked. Like, do we try and field a limited team for the FA Cup and just take our chances there, or do we try and stay in the Premiership?
I think they're going to try and do the Premiership thing, but get battered in the cup final. John, question.
Yes.
If I told you you're going to get relegated this season, but you'd win the FA Cup, would you?
No cup.
Sorry?
No cup. Stay up.
But you'd win your first trophy in 60 years.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Fuck it. We were in the Championship a few years ago. It wasn't the end of the world.
Yeah. Cup.
Yeah,
You wore
cup.
a yellow jersey. It was disgraceful.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
Not me personally.
No.
I have the purple one.
Northern Rock days.
How they went bust.
Anyway. It's funny that they were our sponsors.
Fitting.
It fit really well. It was, which is unusual for Newcastle fans. So we're going to wrap it there. And we'll talk to you next week. Find us on Facebook and YouTube. And like us and subscribe. And goodbye.